Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David, Bassman, her ladyship, and Basswoman? Now, this morning I'm actually opening up with a bit of base work. I am, as requested by your good self, Bassman. Now, and once I've done that, I've went and got some more red paints. Wasn't happy with what was happening before on the Merc, so I've decided to address that. You all know what comes next. Caffeine. Oh, hey, hey.
Hello.
Coffee day.
Hey, hey.
How's everybody
Now,
doing?
what I need to do, give me a moment.
One moment. Only a moment.
On volume.
Oh, hell yeah.
There we go. Let's get ourselves comfy.
I had to turn the tube down.
Hello, Robbie.
Oh, Robbie.
So yeah. Now, I don't know if I showed you last time. One of my favorite things to do, as far as an exercise goes, is to go from really low on the fretboard. Might need to take this back a bit so you can bring it up. Let's see if I can get a better camera angle on the actual instrument itself. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, anyway, one of my favorite exercises is to do this. Oop, wrong hand.
Go ahead. Go with it. What you think, David?
There we go.
That's pretty good, Bo.
Now, the thing I like about that, all the notes that I played then are exactly the same notes.
Yep.
The only thing that's different about them is where they're started, what octave they're in. So basically, as an example, I started in B flat, and by coming up to your octaves on the B flat, here, there, you can also, of course, go pretty easily to, and they're all the same notes in essence. So all I've done there is keep myself in exactly the same notes, gone up and down.
Oh.
Which I think is kind of fun. At least I like it. Oh, hey, Reverend Robbie, how you doing? Hey, Jeff. Now,
hello, Robbie. Jeff.
What are some of the bass lines I've been working on? That's it. That's sort of like a part of the bass line I've been working on. Ultimately, when it moves to the C, so I'll do that like one more, the descending one more time.
All right. Ah,
So yeah,
Another one bites
that's
the
fun.
dust.
I made that one up myself. You're in Hawaii, nice one, Jeff.
oh, cool.
So yeah, I did that one because like there's a thing on YouTube where you can get tracks without various instruments, and that's without the bass one. That's one I put that didn't have a bass line, so that's the bass line I made for it.
Do the Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash.
Pardon?
I said, do the Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash.
That I can't do. Oh, that'd be interesting, Jeff. Cool. What was another one I've been doing?
That was
So
pretty good.
that's another one
pretty
I did. That's another one I made up.
Yeah, that had a lot more tone to it.
Yeah. Now, I'll just finish up with what can I finish up with? Something you'd recognize. Let's see if I can remember this one. Here we go. So there we go.
That was pretty good. I like that one.
Nice work.
Bit of cream for you. All righty. Now I'll get back to my normal processes.
I really enjoyed that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Nice.
Now, what I did yesterday as well, as a quick little aside, in my travels, I managed to drop into my hobby shop. And what I did, I'm going to put the aircon. It's getting kind of warm in here for painting. What am I coming around here for? I don't need to come around to this side. Dear Rob. Brain of a duck, you know. Aircon has a remote. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate, Jeff. Now, when I went to the shop, they still didn't have insignia red. To my horror, oh the pain of it all. So what I did was I figured there's got to be some color that I dig. a bit more than what I'm seeing, because at the moment, if I stuck with the one I'm using, I've got this, which really isn't the color I'm after anyway. Oh, hang on. Oh, give me a moment. My camera's just gone playing a few games. I mean, there we go. That's not really the color I want anyway. I figured, you know what? I'm going to go and see what I can find. And they didn't have insignia red, but they did have.
You looking something more red and deep?
Here we go. These are some options I came up with. Now, quite like this one, but I'll give that a bit of a little trial run on some cardboard. Quite like this one too, by golly. That's just their standard red in Vallejo anyway.
Right.
Or we've got Carmen red. Now all of these look like pretty sound options, and I've got this one as well, which actually looks pretty much identical in color to its dark red to the wine red and SMS. But I'm going to do a bit of a look-see on that one. And yeah.
What color was that brightest red you had? You just showed.
Well, this
Yeah.
one. It's got a nice look to it. I'm going to see how it comes up on the cardboard. I'm going to do the usual test and so I'm going to do the proper compare and contrast, as it were. This one will have to be. Now, one thing I can say for having used the other color is that, well, at least I've got a good solid undercoat. Now let's see. Mix it in thoroughly. Let's see how this one scrubs up. Because if it's whichever one I end up using, I'm going to tidy up the interior properly to how I want it. And then I'm going to, if it's this one I end up using, I have to set up the airbrush for tomorrow. Let me just think. Tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow. So let me. So if you have a model that you paint and it messes up, you know what I found that works the best to strip the paint off of it and not hurt the plastic, or it's not toxic?
What's that?
Brake fluid.
What is it?
Brake fluid.
Brake fluid.
Heavy duty .3.
Actually, I am aware of that, of the paint removal capacity of brake fluid, and I'll tell you why.
So my 66.
Yeah, because I've known a few mechanics in my time, and of course they know these sorts of details. And the information that was relayed to me as, if he pisses you off too much, just load some brake fluid on his car. You think this is casual conversation between you guys? Jesus.
Man, I tell you what, I was thoroughly impressed.
On the topic of cars, I got mine back.
Oh, wow, good.
But get this one. They tried to bite me up an extra $195 for diagnosing the problem. Because like they quoted me originally $1,700 for the labor.
Yeah.
No worries. Then they beat me up $1,100 for the parts. All right. But apparently the labor didn't cover the diagnosis. And I got to say, and I just said to him, really?
What?
Yeah, that was pretty much my position was really not going to happen. Because as I said to him, so having been told it was going to be 2.8 with the include the parts and labor, you're now by, oh yeah, that's not covered by that, you see. I'm there. Really?
Damn.
Would
So they stuck it in.
you like me to remove that part of the? Yes, I would.
Damn.
Jesus, is that a rhetorical question?
Wow.
Bit slow on the uptake, are we, Petal? I don't mean to seem like a grumpy man, but sometimes people make it too easy.
Damn. And they
Because
didn't even want to kiss you, did they?
Oh no, but yeah, I got my car back, so I'm happy about that. Now I reckon that one is probably looking a wee bit dark. I'll show you shortly.
put a complaint into the dealers you got the car from and sort of put it online. So
Oh well, it was they're part of the dealership's the thing. So,
The
to me, it's a bit. Now, come on, chaps, do get it together. It's not that hard. Well, apparently it is. But there you have it.
Ripping off
At the
people
end
like
of the
that.
day, I have my car back.
Damn.
Few choice words. Simple make a business. So they're scamming people like that.
Do what?
They're scamming people like that. A few choice words on the internet. Well, word it gets around it. People avoid them like the plague.
Yeah. Well, I won't be going there again for repairs, despite the fact that they're the dealership, and I've got, I'm supposed to have all these bells and whistles. I'm just not seeing the benefit really being there. You know what I mean? So they've sort of done themselves out of a customer there.
Well, if it's a dealership, they're going to charge you more regardless because they're a dealership.
Well, I was actually kind of comfortable with that in its own little way, if you know what I mean. In terms of I don't mind paying extra if you get what you pay for. There's the big caveat, people.
Yeah.
Now, I'll show you what the color I just did is. And it's that one, which I view as being probably a bit too dark. So next one, we'll go the Vallejo similar one. Let's see if that's how that shapes up. It's a pain in the ass to be this particular about your colours, Never mind.
Well, to get the red I was looking for on my Starsky and Hutch car.
Yeah.
I painted it one time with rattle can Rust-Oleum gloss red.
Yep.
That was too bright. So I stripped it down. And I found a can of Krylon gloss red pepper. So I painted it this dark red, let it cure overnight. Then I went back and sprayed over it with the Rust-Oleum gloss red, and it gave me the perfect red that their car is, with a good sign on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, hey Moto. No, I'm building a Mercedes 540K.
On a moto.
And at the moment, I'm a bit undecided about what this one. That color's better. It's still not quite what I'm looking for. I wasn't quite so only uptight about this sort of thing, Possibly I'll be saving myself a lot of rumble. We'll leave that discussion there. So that one is that one, which is better, but not quite.
Yeah, that's still dark.
Let's try this one. This is just their standard red, which is still pretty dark, I must say. And it certainly has a nice depth of color on it by the looks. Let's see how we go, kids. Oh, I'm not minding that. Definitely not minding that.
So I got a notification the other day that my Mercedes, like y'all's, is on back order, and they'll give me a notification when they come back in stock.
Oh dear.
That's what I said.
Yes. Reckon we might be close now.
That's looking better.
Yeah. I'm just going to try one more. And but at the moment, that's the winner thus far, I would suggest. And the other one is Carmen Red. Let's see how we go, boys and girls. Now.
I put a big order in for some paints and some gloss paint varnish. So hopefully that come by Wednesday.
All right, boys and girls. I reckon it's between two. Which let's have a bit of a or maybe actually something I'm going to try in a minute. I'll show you that one because that one's now a little too bright. I want sort of Goldilocks point, you know what I mean? Now, is that one? Okay, we got that one now. Now, of that selection, I'm more inclined to go that one, but I am wondering what would happen if I put a drop of that and a drop of that together and mixed them.
There you go.
If I don't like how that rolls out,
you don't know till you try.
Then I will probably just go for that. That's not a bad one. And with varnish and stuff, it'll come up pretty well, I think. But let's see how we go with that little idea of mixing those two together. Yes. Yeah. Okay. One drop of that.
But you know the buggy.
And one drop of that. Now I'll get a crappy brush for a stirrer. You get out of there. Actually, if there's no, I won't use that one because it's got mucky muck on it. Here we go. Oh, get this one. You know how you know what, guys? I reckon. I reckon. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Maybe. Yes. I reckon. Now we have, and I know the ratios, it's just 1:1. So I can make that quite easily. We now have, this will be decision time, I would suggest. All right. It comes up like that.
Oh.
Which I don't mind so much. It's not red. It's not, it's sort of, yeah.
Well, I mean.
Well, maybe there's also another thing I could consider. Let's tinker. This is the first time I've done this sort of paint mixing caper. So let's see if I can go for 2:1.
And you know, if you can't find the red you're looking for in those paints, you can also try some craft paint.
Yeah,
So like apple barrel, what's the other ones?
2 and 1.
They have a very large variety of craft paints.
Oh, actually, why wouldn't you use craft paints? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, you just use distilled water.
Because ultimately they're for the same sort of they're paint.
And
you know,
you find out what your ratio is to water to paint to get to spray through your airbrush.
Yep.
I painted several cars with craft paint actually, and it's actually turned out really nice. I don't know why I don't paint more of it with them like that, but because I can buy a bottle of craft paint for like $1.97.
Oh yeah.
And then these boogers right here are what? $8, $10, $12, $15.
Yeah, right.
For a 12-ounce can. And that's the clear I use on my cars.
Yeah, right.
The Rust-Oleum gloss clear. If I use Rust-Oleum paint, of course. Because if you put Rust-Oleum on, it's going to crack it.
Yeah, you've got to bear all these little capers in mind, but I've taken to using the clear that I got for when I did the Volvo. Now, okay. All right. Which brings us to that one.
Spark plug wires.
Actually, I reckon there's our winner.
That's about the color of my engine. The same red.
Oh, yeah, nice. I reckon I'm going with that one there.
The one on the outside?
All righty. So I know my ratio is going to be 2 red to 1 carbon. Ha! There's got to be some joke to be made there right away. Now, clean that brush. Clean that brush, clean that brush, clean that brush. Now, I suppose with that identified, having done all that.
So with your new clutch in your car, how many times did you dump the clutch already?
So far, so good. But yeah, first couple of times it's a bit of a what's the word? New experience, dare I say it?
Make sure you got a good damn battery.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's it operates in a way that enables the car to go broom.
When we first started driving that 5-speed we got, we drove around here around the house before we got on the roads with it. So we hadn't driven one in so long. You don't want to be in heavy traffic and keep dumping the clutch on it.
Yeah.
But they're fun as hell to drive.
Well, yeah. So I enjoy driving my car far more than I do driving the one they gave me. Not just because it's my car, although that certainly is a factor, but also the other car had all these safety features that I'm sure the designers thought were a wonderful idea. And as I've said to a few people, if I wanted a backseat driver, I'd get back with my ex. Now,
my good lady's got a Clio, Renault Clio Alpine, which is a hybrid, so it's automatic, and it's got sensors on there. But
oh yeah,
but the front one has been coming on because we've had all heavy rain and floods in places, and it's got flooded up, and that's been coming on in places. But they couldn't find out what the problem was.
Wow. Need. Now, we shall wake up. Once I get all the tape out of this, because the only reason I put tape is because I was using the spray can method, I shall do the areas of red, or I should mix some paint up and then do the areas of red that I want. Now let's see, we've got how come the used car prices have gone up, Moto? Presumably there is a greater demand. That's normally how prices work, but what's causing that?
Idiot across the border, I expect.
It could be related to that, yes. Get all that out. In some ways, I'm kind of glad I'm not using the spray can because I didn't really have a matching paint to do the little tidy ups, if you follow me. And me being as only retentive as I am, yeah, that wasn't as I was thinking about it, wasn't sitting well with me. No, it wasn't. All right. Let us mix some paint. My great-grandfather would be proud, and I'll tell you why. One of them, because of course you get more than one.
This is true.
And I only actually know anything about my great-grandparents on my mother's side. Anyway, point being, one of my great-grandfathers on my mother's side was a master paint maker. Back in the days when you actually had to order your paints and have them made. So, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, back in my younger days, I'd help a man paint houses, and we'd have to have our paints mixed and made up for the houses. Not all of them, but some of them.
My first job was a company making I was doing repainting sort of lorries.
Oh yeah.
And there's an old Ford car as well there, taking out now and again to do up. So I don't expect to have different types of paint you have to put together to make a certain color then.
Yeah. Oh, now I don't know if I mentioned. I might have mentioned to David.
Okay.
The suggestion was put to me because I posted some pics of the Red Baron mobile on a group that's pretty much about, well, Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron. And the suggestion was put to me that it would look good as a Porsche. And, or that, imagine, you get the idea that doing a Red Baron Porsche. And another observation, which I thought was quite a clever one, was that ideally convertible, because of course Manfred wouldn't have had a closed cockpit, and I've been thinking about it, and I might do it, but what I would do that would be different to the V-dub is, whilst I would put the guns on, I wouldn't put the engine cowling on because it would ruin the lines on the front of the Porsche. What I'd do instead is I would put the tail fins on and therefore use them for some insignia. So I had a look at the lines on a Porsche, and you could put the upright tail fin coming off the back of the boot. It could be done. So it's something I'm considering.
Well, if you decide to do that, I will finish working on my B-51 Mustang.
That's a good idea. Well, yeah. That's options. We'll see. Anyway, in the meantime, I still have this. Now, the other part about it, of course, is that therefore requires me to get a few bits and bobs to complete the job, which is of its own a bit of a faff, but you know.
You'd have to get more decals for it, wouldn't you?
Well, I have to get more decals. Or, in fact, what I'd need, well, I've got two options. I've got I need guns, because, of course, the last guns I used from the Revel kit. I need decals. Now, based on the experience I had last time, I might want to be a bit choosy about where I get my decals from. Because, of course, that was a wee bit of a clusterfuck with them splitting on me. Now, the other thing I need, like I said, I need the guns. And that's fine. All right. Now, this still looks very, very messy, but the plus side is at least those areas that I want to look better are looking better. You know what I mean? Because I always find masking a very indefinite art. And usually, and also some of the area that's got paint here is actually going to be covered with carpet anyway. One thing I discovered that's going to be a little bit tricksy is carpet goes right the way up to the gear stick. So what I'm going to do is put the carpet on And happily, there are holes that go all the way through here, so I'll just file or needle.
You would use that belt you bought to put in that one.
Do what?
You can use that belt, carpet stuff you bought to put in it.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm pretty sure that'll come up good. Now, that, of course, goes in once all the painting is done. Otherwise, of course, well, you get paint on your carpet and it looks like shit. Ha! Here's an amusing tale involving painting and carpet and stuff. There was a guy, my mum worked for a while in the UK as in the Department of Civil Defence. This is back in the 60s. And there was a guy there who was quite brilliant at his work, but my mum reckoned these days he would unquestionably be diagnosed as having Asperger's or something like that. It was quite, looking back, it was quite obvious, she reckoned. And they used to call him Harpic because he's round the bend. But I assume you get Harpic products in the US, Bassman?
Yeah.
Anyway, and on one occasion, they were having painting done. So, of course, okay, you know, everybody out of the office, da-da-da-da-da. Not Harpic. No. He had work to do and insisted that they sort of work some way of covering him so as that he would not get paint onto it and continued to work. You gotta say, yeah, I'd say he's well on the spectrum, or was well on the spectrum.
Yep.
Talking about 50s, 60s, I got a load of books on aircraft from my dad, and amongst them, I found this.
Yes, you were showing that. That's cool. Explain to the viewers and indeed to Bassman what that is.
But during the Second World War, you had to have ration books for food and everything. But if you notice the date on this one, 1953, 1954.
Ah, so it's a post-war one.
Yeah. There's still a rationing up to the mid-50s.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember my mum used to, or told a story because she was in the London School Symphony Orchestra as a violin player. And she was saying how they went on a tour of Europe and where they had been accustomed in the UK, you got these rations and this is, this is as much as you get each day. And they were limited to how much butter and cheese they could have each day in the UK at that point. They went over to Europe, and because the US was funding the rebuild, largely because they didn't want, well, for two reasons. It was very clever diplomacy at the time. The idea being that certainly it stops the Soviets getting any footholds in there. If you rebuild it, build up the loyalty, and that's how NATO pretty much started, But because the US were pouring the funds in, the people in Europe had no rations. She went to Holland and Denmark, and there's tubs of butter just for people to buy. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. So yeah, that's interesting.
Very much.
That is indeed one of the very sort of ration books that my mother would have been required to use. And not just her, of course. Actually, that would have been very hard. I wonder how many of them are even around anymore.
There's a few stashed away, so locker somewhere and keep.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Most people would have just turfed them.
Yeah, got to get rid of them.
Sort of understanding of the fact that that is, in many ways, a historical document. Now, all right.
I think some just kept in just wonder if it's or like how we would call fake news now. It's perhaps ration will come back soon and.
Yeah, right. Yes, well, the old austerity regime deal, which never works. If you want to get an economy moving, you put money into it. You don't take it out. This was proven by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That's how we got the economy moving during the Great Depression. So there you go. He invested heavily in infrastructure, I believe, was the drill. Now.
Oh dear.
You right?
Yeah, just take a week off or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happier with the this color than what I was spray canning, if you know what I'm saying. So what I think my next objective over the next few maybe not just this stream, but it'll take a while. It's probably to get all this color done. There's a fair bit of it. All up. But I won't be airbrushing this. Well, or spray canning it either.
Get some medicine.
Now. Yeah, that's much more the colour I was after. I only took about 6 painted purchases and then to go and mix, but hey. All right. Yeah.
I had another parcel come today.
What?
Oh yeah. Come back.
It's not a kit in itself.
File 007. Oh shit.
Ah.
Nice.
This is the electric trick.
I gotta say that there's another car that I'm not disinterested in building.
Oh, nice.
because that's a pretty cool car.
And that's what it looks like inside.
Oh, hang on a moment. Let me just give you a bit of solo time there. Yeah, right.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
that's a bit cool.
I'll get the cars out.
That's a pretty steep price for cheese, Moto. Yeah, nice. So it boogies around the track for you.
Yeah, so. A newer Aston Martin.
Nice.
So, yeah, the buttons are to fix it. So,
Yeah.
so probably I had about 30 seconds. I opened it and there's 30 seconds left of it coming up. And so I quick look and I thought, oh, I'll have a go at it. And I thought someone was bound to go for it anyway. No one did. So I got it for £6.
Oh, mate, you score some absolute bargains.
And I seen them
Alrighty.
more checked than the others, and they're about £25, £30 from. So
Jesus. There's a boning. Yeah, I know that, Moto, I know that the Canadian dollar, to my understanding, is on a similar sort of a standing to the Australian dollar. We pay, you can pay $10 for 200 grams, but that's like really good cheese. I might get myself a fresh piece of cardboard here. But yeah, $10 for 200 grams is a bit of a boning. If you want to know how much 200 grams is, Bassman, you're talking about half a pound is 225 grams, 7 ounces basically.
Mm. Damn.
Yeah, so it's that's an expensive investment for that. Like I said, over here we will pay that, but if you get paying that, you're generally getting top of the range, expensive cheese.
Right.
Now what I need is a piece of cardboard, as I said. And I've got some here, surely somewhere. Oh, hang on. Why don't? Here's an idea, guys. I'm a bit slow on the uptake. Why don't I just use that side?
Who'd have thunk it?
I ask you. There are times, people. The lights are on, but no one's really home.
I can't see it. Try. Yeah. I say it's like two friends sharing a condom. One turns just inside out for use again.
Very good.
Damn.
Well, there's a horrifying notion right there, isn't it? Ooh.
What happens if it rips on the first one? Tie knot in the end of it.
There's a I don't know if joke's quite the right word I would use, but my instructor when we were all going, because there was a group of us going to Thailand and China, and he was saying, if you use Thai condoms, make sure you put chili on. Make sure you use 2, and you put chili on the outside of the first one. That way, if the outside one bursts, you'll hear her scream, and therefore you'll know it's time to slow down. Now, I'm unsure as to what point there's any veracity in this. Certainly, I would never do that. Just for starters, it's just, hey, you're on so many levels. But that was his advice on the matter. Here's an amusing Thailand story for you. Now, the guy in question I never actually met. But my instructor had gone over to Thailand with this other guy years before I went over with him. And the guy in question was, shall we say, an amply equipped gentleman. And story runs that I met the woman in question because he died in a motorbike accident or something. And where was she suddenly found? Down Hindley Street, who would have thought? Which is where most of the hookers hang out. But why that's not so surprising is because, well, that's how he had met her. And the reason he married her was because she was the only woman he'd ever met who could take him.
Damn.
And you think, yeah, there's so many things to say to that.
What other word is there than wow?
Yeah.
Because she sure didn't say ow.
No. No, she did not. She just went, righty-o. I'm up for that chase. Dear God. And the other thing you got to speculate on is, and how much was he actually packing?
Dear God.
Yeah. I mean, I am aware.
Well, if the man has to use a power tool to pull on a condom, you know he's pretty badass.
Well, I mean, the reality is, if it's too big, some chicks will quite validly get, some chicks at least. Some chicks think big is better. Some chicks will look at something of sufficient size and go, no, you may keep that away from me. And I can totally see where they're coming from, you know? Well, no, I can't, but you know what I mean. And, yeah. Now, what I'm going to do very quickly, give you a bit of compare and contrast as to the colour we've created and the colour that we've sprayed. So you can see there's quite a distinct difference in.
Oh, there is. Yep.
I'm much, much happier with that.
I was going to say you're going to be happier with that color.
So, yeah. It's taken a bit of time, but at least it's going to look nicer. And that matters. At least it matters to me.
Yeah, that's how, like I said a while ago, I discovered the red for my Starsky and Hutch car.
Yeah,
one was too bright and one was too dark. So
Yeah, you want to be like Goldilocks, just right.
Spark plug wires.
Alrighty. And the ratio is real easy to remember. Which is handy. All right.
Did you say you had ordered you some stuff from Gopher Racing, Rob?
No, I ordered some stuff, Tamiya stuff, with leads and pipes and things.
They got
But they're going to take a while to get here, as they do. I've ordered some red cable, some black cable, because sometimes black's better. And some piping. Now, piping, gentlemen. Here's a bit of humour for you. Back in the day, when we were young enough to read such things as Penthouse Forum.
Oh, weren't those the magazines?
Pardon?
I said, weren't those the magazines?
Oh, back in the day. Anyway, the thing that there was a term that seemed to get bandied about in the various forum letters with remarkable frequency that to this day, myself and indeed young Chris can only speculate as to what exactly makes it so, and it's this: piping hot, with reference to the male ejaculate. Piping hot load. What precisely makes it piping hot? These are the questions, people. Yeah, indeed. Something to make you go,
Piping hot.
Some valuable mags. That's golden. Yeah, what's Penthouse Forum? Exactly right. Yes, you only ever got Penthouse for the articles.
Man.
Yeah, we were saying how we've speculated, have Chris and I, how young people don't know how easy they've got it with pornography these days. They just have to go on the internet. We had to carefully plan out how we got ours. After all, if you're going to get your Penthouse, you want from a servo, you didn't, or a deli, you didn't want to go near one near your house that you went to regularly. God knows what they might think about that. Then there was always the issue of going into the adult shop, making sure one didn't get seen. And this got discussed by some comedians called American Rosso. And they were saying how if ever you're driving down a road and suddenly this guy just appears from out of nowhere, if you look closer, you'll see there's usually an adult bookshop nearby. Equally, if you see a guy walking down the street and he just disappears, not just a gradual moving into a shop, he just disappears. Yeah, he's going into some. Yeah, that's it. You never wanted to be seen going into one of those establishments, dear oh dear.
See, we didn't have none of those around here.
Well, actually, it'd be a different deal in the country environment, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know exactly when we started getting places like we got one here now. Of course, every
Yeah, well,
I don't know places we can get like magazines and sexual paraphernalia.
paraphernalia. That's probably the term, though, isn't it?
Or private shops.
I
remember when I
was 12, 13, 14, trying to find dirty books. Well, luckily, I had an older brother,
I know that's always handy.
and he would get my dad's stash, and I would get his stash.
I used to know a guy. Scope this one out. This is a combination of lucky bastard, but also worked out real well for all of us. And at the same time, yeah, I would say a sensible piece of parenting actually involved. One of my mate's dads busted him with, I'm not sure if it was mags or vids, either way. And what his response was to say, look, whatever you want, ask me and I'll get it. Because that way he knew what his son was watching.
Mm.
And you got to say, well, there's a degree of sense to that.
True. Yep.
Because he's going to do it anyway, clearly.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And it's a perfectly normal thing for a teenager to do. It'd be more abnormal if he wasn't doing that, is the facts. And anyway, the benefit of this, for those of us who knew him, of course, was that the guy had arguably one of the most extensive porn collections you would ever see. And if we wanted to borrow vids, boom shakalaka. And he had some corkies.
We're all guys. We all guys. They've always been interested. Started looking when we were younger. You reckon girls, when they were our age, they were as curious as we were?
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Bass woman says no.
Nope.
No.
Not in my house.
She said not in her house.
But I did.
Now, I would actually, here's a line of thought for you. I would suggest there's probably no universal answer.
Yeah.
In terms of some, look, I can say categorically, so, in fact, here's a very amusing one.
Didn't have dirty magazines. Just the.
When I was, bearing in mind that I was at a Catholic school, certainly at a Catholic school, there's two messages you get with regards to women. And I guess the women get it as well, that they fall into two categories, virgins and sluts.
Yeah.
Now, as such, with girls receiving that messaging, I'll leave you to work out as to some who are a bit more open-minded, shall we say. We're very keen to find out what the non-virginal option was like. And if you had trousers on, you're in good shape. But that's not a universal either. Some were very much, oh no, shan't be doing that. It varied from one to another. There was one girl, oh dear, oh dear. Best way I can put it here, this is funny. A mate of mine worked at a camera shop, and as luck would have it, one of his regular customers was
Developing
the father of a girl he'd gone to school with, or we'd gone to school with. And she was known as a popular young lady.
Mhm.
And anyway, she was came into the store with him one day. The guy said, "Oh, remember Chris? He went to St. Ignatius." Got the line, "Oh, I didn't know all the boys." Then Chris reckoned the thought that went straight through his mind was, "No, but you gave it the college try, didn't you?"
Damn.
All right, now let's have a look at time. Okay, now I've done the wheel rim. Well, there's one part, because there's two things about these wheel rims. There's this part. What happens is these get done mostly chrome and go on top there. So you get chrome on the red. So there you go. Now, but here is the rear wheel rims.
Cool.
So yeah. Now let's have a look at the time. 11. First, I'm going to clean my brush. That's always a sound idea in my eyes. Now, I'm pretty happy about having discovered how I'm going to do the color I want. So let's face it, that's kind of important. Now,
In the boots.
rinse.
Hey,
Once I've got this brush cleaned, I reckon I might give you guys a bit of solo time. Tomorrow, what I might do is I might start this time again, but I'm going to I'll be sticking around for longer.
Okay.
So that what the idea will be is that I'll be able to because tomorrow I want to go and do some meeting and greeting. So if I start at 7:30, my time that is, I can consider doing it probably close to 2 hours, maybe even 2 hours all up.
Okay.
Maybe a bit more even. Oh, what a thunk it. But basically sticking around for a while, which is always handy, I find. It makes it and it means I get shit done. Who would have thought that, eh? Cool. All right. Now, we shall start with you, Bassman. Oh, that's pretty.
Nice.
That's very pretty, mate. What's that?
That is my 65 Pontiac GTO. Done all my bare metal foil on the bottom, around the side windows, the windshield. Got a decal on it, the pinstripe. That's even a bare metal foil on the
Nice.
boot in the Pontiac emblem. And I done the GTO with a bare metal foil.
Sweet.
First time using it, and I done the door handles, and I actually drilled out the door handles.
Wow.
So you can see through the like real door handles, and that's bare metal foil. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with using this bare metal foil. I'll probably start using it more than I will my chrome pins on the cars.
Yeah.
Stuff I use my pins in. I got the valve covers, intake.
Nice.
timing chain
That's
cover.
very pretty as well, mate.
And I've got the spark plug wires with the little black
good one.
boots, the spark plug wire boots that go into the side of the engine. I got all 8 of them done, due tomorrow.
Nice.
And I got my wheels sanded, the rims put in them.
You've been
And a little
busy.
purse. You can't see the decal, but it's got a little decal that goes in the center cap right there.
Okay.
And these are red
Vaguely
lines,
see it.
like white walls, but they're red walls.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Cool. Now, David.
Well, tinker paper up. I've been masking that up for painting.
Yeah, your masking routine.
So the wings are going to be painted silver.
Okay.
And the top one's going to be yellow afterwards. So,
Cool.
I'll do that tomorrow afternoon. And the rest of the time, just been painting up for the pieces.
All righty.
Cool deal.
All right.
I was thinking of changing some of the copper for real copper.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Take no prisoners.
Well, this is supposed to be for as an aerial. So
Wow. Theory me. All righty. Well, that will be us done for today. Thank you for watching. We appreciate that. Now, first-time viewers, guess what I'm about to suggest? Follow, like, or subscribe. Yeah, Bassman's giving you the hint.
I'm not shooting him.
Other platforms. I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram, Twitch, and follow, like, or subscribe. Now, I almost broke the sound barrier. Tomorrow we'll be back, and we'll be back at the same time. As I said, I'll be able to stick around for a bit longer doing it that way.
All right.
And I think this is a desirable outcome. So tomorrow we'll be back at the same kit time, same kit channel. We'll catch you good people then. See yous.
Later.
bye.